You know what? There's really 4 things that grandparents need to know in the state of Alabama when it comes to parenting and grandparenting your child. And believe me, these are important to me because I'm a parent and a grandparent, and so it has a personal effect on me. Now, the first thing I want everyone to be aware of is that grandparents do have rights in the state of Alabama. That's probably the #1 question that people ask me when they call me on the phone. They say, you know what, I heard Alabama doesn't have any grandparents' rights. That's not true. Alabama does recognize grandparents' rights. Come on in. You know, it's not just a general right to be around your kid, but you can actually get a legal visitation right to see your grandchildren. And most people who are not able to see their grandchildren are agonizing over the fact they haven't seen them in years, when it's possible that you could have visitation rights granted. #2, not only do you have visitation rights, but you could get custody of your grandchildren. Now that's a much bigger standard, obviously, but you know, in some cases, the court can grant custody to a non-parent. There's some requirements. As with visitation, you have to prove a relationship. The additional requirement in proving custody would be some neglect or abandonment, abuse, things of that nature. But it is possible to get legal custody of a grandparent, as a grandparent. Now, #3, grandparents not only have rights, not only have visitation rights, not only have custody rights, but they could adopt their children. Now, the grandchildren can be adopted if the court terminates the parental rights of the parent. Now that again is strict standard, but the rights are there. The #5 thing you need to know, no one cares more about grandparents than me. As I said, I'm a grandparent. I represent grandparents. I preside over cases, about 18,000 cases involving kids and their rights. So don't forget, if you're a grandparent out there, you do have legal rights. It's kind of like here, I've got my Mayberry collection here. You know, Mayberry was one of those places where everything seemed to go right. And when I first took the bench, I thought I lived in Mayberry. But then I realized, man, this is not Mayberry. There's a lot of kids out there in horrible situations. And if it weren't for grandparents, honestly, I don't know what our state would do. It would be overrun. The foster system would be out of control. So thank you, grandparents. If you're helping raise your grandchildren, you're very important to our state.